Welcome everybody. Let's get along with lecture 14 now, page 72 onwards. This is a continuation of the discussions we were having about four vectors. We start by asking the question in the following way. In three-dimensional ordinary Euclidean space, we know that del operator is a vector whose components are del x, del y, and del z. Can there be an analogous operator in the four-dimensional Minkowski space? Again, we stick to the Lorentz transformation prescriptions as you go from the reference frame S to the inertial frame S prime, moving with respect to it with velocity v, and write down the equations for Lorentz transformations. Some easy algebra follows, but before that, let us tell ourselves about two important results here, which apply not only to Minkowski space, but also of other kinds of vector spaces as well. If a vector is taken as inner product with another vector, both of these vectors transforming according to the appropriate prescriptions under change of coordinates in that space, then the inner product as defined must be a scalar, be it in Euclidean space, be it in Minkowski space. The other result to remember is that if there is one quantity which is contracted with a known vector according to the inner product prescription, this taking inner product is a special case of what is called contraction. So if an inner product like operation is made with one vector and another quantity having similar number of components, and the result is a scalar in that space which does not change under the change or transformation of coordinates, then the second quantity having components also transforms as a vector in that space. These two results are rather general and important results of what is called tensor algebra. We won't go into details of that, but use is made either explicitly or implicitly of this result frequently. So is done in the subsequent calculation, starting from equation 145 onwards, where differential forms of the Lorentz transformation formulas are taken like they were taken last time as well. And then it is just changing variables, after which the conclusion that emerges is rather interesting, namely the quantity or rather quantities that transform as components of a four vector in Minkowski space are 1 over c del t, t prime is I think a typographic error, 1 over c del t and minus del x. That is to say, whereas c times t and x, the vector x, y, z, constitute a four vector, the corresponding four vector which contracted with it yields a scalar is one where the derivatives are taken with respect to the time and the space coordinates in that order, but the space coordinates in the definition of the vector itself have a negative sign with respect to the time component derivative. So this being done, we identify the four vector del mu or del x mu defined as in 148. The next question we ask ourselves is whether a four velocity can be defined analogously to the three velocity dx dt. Now, in terms of t, that is difficult because dx dt has two things, one in the numerator, one in the denominator, both of which are now components of a Minkowski 4 vector, x and t. So you cannot use them like that. So there is not much of calculation to do, but if you look through rather easily on some very elementary and repetitive results and remember the definition of proper time, that is to say, in any frame, proper time for a moving object is the time according to a clock fixed with the moving object. The expression in terms of its velocity depends on the frame because velocity is frame dependent. But like we have seen in the previous lecture, in an absolute sense, a proper time interval dt or ds, dt prime, is basically a Lorentz invariant quantity 1 over c times ds, the line element in Minkowski space, which defines the length of a 4 vector, rather 4 position vector. In terms of that, it is possible to define the 4 velocity u mu as dx mu ds as defined in equation 151. The rest is just a set of statements related to that, including the definition of a corresponding 4-dimensional vector or 4 vector for the acceleration 4 vector or 4 acceleration, which is again the derivative of the 4 velocity with respect to the proper time, du mu ds or d2x mu ds2. So, and the rest we have is just a set of exercises. We have set a number of homework problems for you in this exercise, which are all very easy, but which bring out important properties like the length of a 4 velocity is 1 in Minkowski space, that the 4 velocity and 4 acceleration are orthogonal to each other in the Minkowski space because their scalar product is 0. And finally, an exercise which asks you to prove explicitly the relationship between 4 velocity and 4 momentum p mu. So with this, we finish the discussion on Minkowski space quantities. Of course, the discussion can be dragged to any length, but I think it is better to stop here because the basic formalism and the notation is set up. Given this, you should be able to think on your own and derive further results. And with this as our sort of sharpened tools, in the remaining 2 lectures, we will talk about electrodynamics in the Minkowski space notation. Till then, thank you.